What's going on? It is the Sunday of Memorial Day weekend. It is, just about 7 o'clock on the nose p.m., 6:57 to be exact. And I'm out here at the Pinchot Trail. I'm going to do the full loop. Really was planning on coming out tomorrow morning, but it was really peoply by my house. So I decided to come out early. So I've got about an hour and a half of daylight left. I'm go find myself a campsite, and that way I can start morning right on the trail and just kind of take my time. It'll be nice. So I'm going to get geared up and hit the trail. All right, well, somebody got all the gear out of that campsite. I was there last time I was here. That's good. I completely forgot about it. Come up and check it like the next week. But obviously somebody got it. Thank you. All right, I'm actually very surprised. I thought for sure, there's like 14 cars down the parking lot. I thought for sure there would be someone here at this site. This is the Pine Hill site. No one here. So I know there's a group in front of me. So they might grab that next campsite that I stayed at in a tent like a month and a half ago. And then beyond that, it's maybe a mile and a half up to the next little group of campsites, and they're not far from Pittston Road, so they're usually full. And then the next two past those are the one that I did at the bailout and the one right before it. And then after that, it's all the way down to Painter Creek before there's any hammock-friendly campsites. So I will call this home. I'm not really concerned about doing a lot of miles today. It's the Pinchot. It's 24-ish miles, and a day is really all I need to do it. So my goal was to get out here tonight, sleep outdoors, and then start the trail bright and early tomorrow. So I'm gonna get set up. I still got sunlight, and I'm not sneezing. A lot of pollen. And then I will organize this fire pit a little bit. There's some junk here, see what I can clean up. And I don't know what that is exactly. And yeah, we're out of the fire ban, so I can have a fire tonight if I want. I might get some small wood and have a small fire. Don't need it for heat, that's for sure. It's like 85 degrees. But I think I'm going to set up in the same spot I was last time and just enjoy it. All right, I got set up. All right, I am all set up. Got something different with me today. I'm doing a video on this trip as well for Hemlock Mountain Outdoors. So if you want to see more about the hammock, I'll talk a little bit about it here, but there'll be a video about it there. This is my new personal red tail. Kind of grew fond of this new woodland, so I made myself an 11-foot red tail multi-mode bug net. But I'm also doing something different. I'm offering the bug mesh end caps now. So the original red tail had zippers that came all the way up to the ends, so you could do this with it. But when I switched this, and I had the option for the multi-mode now, I had to go with end caps. That's the only way I could really do it. And it kind of, if it's fabric, it's like, a piece of fabric like this over it. It doesn't really take up that much space, but it does take away a little bit of the view from the inside. This kind of opens it up a little bit. It's kind of a different thing. So that's available now. I think it looks pretty cool. I like it. But yeah, so that's my 11-foot red tail with a bug right in the eye. And I'm ready for what could be 40-degree temperatures. Not 40 degree, but in the 40s. Let's see what's saying now. They originally told me it was going to be 51 tonight out here, or in town. And now it's saying 54, 52. So we'll see. I might be way over insulated because I do have my utility quilt in there, but I usually double up in case it gets colder. But I got everything nice and loose. You can see how much air flow I've got in here, because I don't expect it to, I don't know, I might wind up taking the little one out. I don't know if it stays that warm. We'll see. But I got the campsite. I'm all set up. I've got my hammock set up. The sun has got maybe, I don't know, an hour. So I'm gonna get the fire pit a little bit cleaned up and pick up some wood. I'm sure there's wood out there, some dry wood. Like I said, I won't need a big fire. There's a decent piece of wood right there, and what's laying here, and that'll be all I need. All right, this is going to be probably it for tonight, because this is just a short night in the camp. So I'll see you in the morning. Well, good morning. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous morning. As you can tell, the sun is all the way up. I got disturbed a lot last night by something or some things that kept on coming into camp. It might have been coyotes. I'm not sure. At first I thought it was deer, but maybe it was a mix of the two, coyotes and deer. Something kept coming in, and it wasn't afraid that I was moving around. And I got up at one point, and I had all I had was the flashlight on the phone. And I walked around camp a little bit, and I could hear it moving around. And the phone flashlight doesn't have a really good beam, so I couldn't see real far. I could hear it moving around, like moving away from where I was walking to. But as soon as I came back to the hammock and I sat down, it started coming back towards camp. It wasn't threatening or anything. I just think I just happened to be set up where it wanted to be, where they wanted to be. And then I kept hearing pretty close coyote interactions. It wasn't howling. It was like yipping, and they have a lot of language, coyotes. And they might have been, like, up behind here is a second pine grove. And it sounded like they were up in there. So they might have been coming down to check me out. But there was also a lot of people. It was kind of weird. There's a camp not far from here. Actually, it's a camp I stayed with the tent not long ago. And I could hear those people up for a while. Then I could hear people maybe up by the Pine Hill Vista. They might have been camped up there. And I could hear them a little bit. And as soon as I heard something in camp, I wanted to make sure it wasn't a person. So I kind of got up and walked around. And at one point, whatever it was right next to me. And it woke me up. And I thought it was someone walking up to the hammock. And I was like, hello. And they just left. So I don't know what was going on. It was weird. But I'm gonna get up and have some breakfast. It's almost 7 o'clock. I slept in. I had my alarm on my watch set for like 5:30, but I just turned that right off. Slept in. I'm gonna have my breakfast and pack up and get on the trail. All right, just before 8:30, a little later than I'd like to get on the trail. Actually, a lot later than I'd like to get on the trail. But, yeah, it was nice to sleep in a little bit, especially since I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Right after I got out of the hammock, something was over here and ran into the woods. Don't think it was a chupacabra or a Sasquatch. 90% sure of that. I did find, this is a whistle that I found sitting by the fire pit there, so I figure I hung it up off the tree because that makes it easy to see from the trail, so someone's coming back looking for it, because I won't be back near the registry to put it down there. So I'm gonna come out here. Deer. So there's definitely deer here last night because this wasn't rooted up like this. All right, well, answer to one of the questions. So this is the Pine Hill Trail that I'm coming out to right now. And I'm going to go to the left. And here's where we run back into the Pinchot Trail system. This is the Powder Magazine Trail. And I've mentioned this before. The Pinchot Trail system is a loop of other trails, for the most part, that all follow the Orange Blaze to create the big 24-mile loop. Now there are some spots where they've done reroutes in the past couple of years where those sections are labeled as just simply the Pinchot Trail. So this water is barely running. I am good enough on water. I can make it to Painter Creek with what I have, because I didn't need a lot of water while I was at camp. Probably still have maybe a full liter left between the two bottles. So there is another little water crossing just past the next road. So one thing I did want to talk about is it is Memorial Day today, and it is easy to see it as a 3-day weekend and for the cookouts and all that. But it is also important to remember what Memorial Day is really about. And it is about remembering and honoring those who gave their health and their sanity, and in a lot of cases their lives, protecting the freedoms that we now enjoy. Like this, my ability to come out and backpack whenever I want is something that a lot of people, well, one of the things, not specifically this, but one of the things that people died for. So maybe on a day like today, we can all kind of sit and think and remember that we don't always have to agree. It's okay if you don't like what somebody says or what they believe, but the whole idea of freedom and freedom of speech and living in a free country isn't necessarily that you just then get to attack that person or hate them for what they say or what they believe, but that they also, you have your right to believe what you want to believe. They have their right to believe what they want to believe. And let's just leave it at that. Let's stop canceling things and taking to social media every time we don't like something, and just, and trying to impose our own morals and beliefs and ideals on other people who are simply living their life to the freedoms that they are granted by things that we honor for Memorial Day. Sassafras, or no, the Powder Magazine Trail comes out down there. Short little road hike over to Sassafras Hill, and on we go. Just down off the road is our next water source here, and this is running. This is a much bigger spring this comes out of, so maybe I'll get down here by where the inlet is and get my water from there. Like I said, I'm okay on water, but if I can grab it, I might as well. Oh yeah, you can hear it running here. all watered up. I filled, I got 2 liters now. I filled my Nalgene and my Catadine B-Free. The pollen this year has been really brutal, and I don't usually have too bad of an issue in spring with allergies, but this year it's not bad enough to stop me dead in my tracks, and I don't feel a need to have to take any Benadryl or anything like that. I try to take stuff like that as little as possible, but yeah, it makes me wonder what the fall is going to be like. 'Cause that's usually when like the knotweed and there's something else, the goldenrod, the ragweed, I forget which one of those 2 blooms in the fall, and they just get me bad. So not looking forward to that this year. All right, another campsite. Yeah, so the allergies, I'll apologize now, you probably already noticed, I've been sniffling a lot. I could have camped down here. Could have made it down here. It doesn't look like anybody was here. Nothing in that fire pit. I could have come down here. And that tree is dead. So that's something to worry about. That could easily fall this way. And that looks like the only one right now. Well, and maybe that one. Well, no, that's got leaves on it. There's a couple out there further. That would be the big one to worry about if you're gonna camp here. I mean, you could set a hammock up right there and I think you'd be okay. But I liked where I was. Yesterday wasn't about miles. It was just about getting out here and getting a camping trip in. I haven't really talked about it in any videos, but I guess I'll talk about it now while I'm hiking through this section. So back in March, I turned 50. Can't believe that. I've never really paid attention to my age, so to me it's just a number. But I figured I'd try to do something fun this year, and I'm gonna try to do 50 nights while I'm 50. So just getting out to camp, even if it's car camping or like camping at like Dragon and Pandas, because they've got that little section of forest that connects to another section of the Pinchot State Forest right behind our house. So any night that I spend out camping, I'm gonna count. And I haven't decided if I want to do it calendar year, like the year 2023, or birthday to birthday. I'm thinking birthday to birthday. This should be like nights, I want to say 10 and 11 if I do it birthday to birthday, or if I do it for the year, I'm probably close to 20 already. Probably 50, maybe above 15, I think, if I do it for the year. So I mean, that's basically one night a week for the year with 2 weeks off. But I've already had a couple multiple night campouts. So like Maha was 3 nights. I did that backpacking trip the day before, so that was 3 nights there. This will be 2 nights here. So plan a couple more multiple day trips and we'll see. Just over 1.5 miles from camp, so basically 2 miles on the trail, so I camped a half mile from the car. And I just came around the corner and this cleared right out. I was just thinking the KTA has been doing a really good job at maintaining the Pinchot Trail since they kind of got more involved in that a couple of years ago. But that section back there was really grown in, and it's one of the reasons why I don't do this trail that much in the warmer weather. And I was thinking, oh, maybe they got a trail day coming up and they're gonna come through and do some maintenance. And I come around the corner and bam. So good job, KTA, on keeping up on the Pinchot. end of Sassafras Hill. And now we get onto the North Line Trail. This is the spot that I came to for the bailout. I was camped right in those trees, a few hundred yards back. But this is up on the ridge. And man, was that night windy, windy, windy. This is about as far as I would have gone yesterday to find camp. I just passed the last campsite there, about, I don't know, not even a quarter mile back, and there's somebody in there, so I didn't record. But I asked him, I said, "Dude, a lot of animal activity up here last night?" And he's like, "Nope, I heard a couple gunshots about 10 o'clock, maybe some fireworks off in the distance." He's like, "Other than that, it's just been birds." And I was like, "Oh, they must all come down to me then." Yeah, so there's, oh, the trail's pretty grown over. It goes back there. So it's not a well-used campsite, but right in there is that campsite. But won't be stopping there today. Gonna continue on. One of my favorite things about the Pinchot Trail is just this random change of trails. Like the trail, there's no junction, there's no intersection, it's just a sign that says you're now on the Spruce Hill Trail. So that was the North Line Trail. We're now on the Spruce Hill Trail. And I don't know, this might be no, it's not a county line marker. I don't know what the delineation is there. Why they just in the middle of a straight stretch they do that, but it happens a couple times out here. Yep, that's the trail. The Pinchot Trail is not an overly difficult trail until you trip on a rock. For the most part, it's pretty straightforward. I should go the other way around, but I'm here now. It's pretty straightforward. Mostly single track hiking, so there's not a lot of wide trails. It's very remote and rugged. There's pretty much no vistas. You get a few spots where you kind of look out like over a, you know, like a meadow or a swamp. The beauty of this trail is the surroundings, the forest you're hiking through. And I mean, you get some beautiful views along, you know, at Painter Creek and along Choke Creek. You're along Choke Creek for quite a while, and it's just gorgeous down there. But if you're a hiker or a backpacker who really just likes to go hit those views, those vistas, it's just not going to happen on the Pinchot Trail. There is one vista here that takes you, it's like a viewing platform, but it's not actually on the Pinchot Trail, it's on the Pine Hill Trail. So basically that trail I was camped on this morning, that's probably about a mile from the vista. And then when we come up here past Painter Creek, and we'll run back into the Pine Hill Trail, it cuts straight across the section of forest. You can get to it there. So you can go see a vista, but it's not technically on the trail. It adds, either adds or subtracts distance, because if you just cut across the Pine Hill Trail, go to the vista and then keep on coming across, you'd cut out about 5 miles of the entire loop. But yeah, the beauty of this trail is the fact that it's relatively easy. That is one of the most complicated things that you have to do, and I did that with one hand, no trekking poles, and recording. So it's not super difficult, but the ease of the trail really allows you to make decent time, and you really get to enjoy the forest you're hiking in. And sometimes that's really all you want. All right, that's the end of the Spruce Hill Trail. Now we get on to the what's this one called? Hayes Run Trail. We're gonna head out that way. Well, this is new. What the heck? Oh, that must be for that logging back there. Wow. I'm not entirely sure, but I think there used to be a campsite here. Not anymore. We have to see exactly where I am on the map. Wonder where that goes. Okay, so that was not where the campsite was. This is the campsite. I knew it was on one of the flat little humps here. I saw a garter snake. A nice little campsite. Trees all look pretty healthy. You can get a hammock in here. Maybe 2. We're not far from Painter Creek now. Painter's Creek. Now the forest has purchased a bunch of the privately held lots that are adjacent or surrounded by the state forest, but not this one. So right here you can see the purple blaze in Pennsylvania. That means private property. So that's private. They don't want people over there. Now that wasn't always blazed, and people had torn down the sign. So there are campsites over there that people were using, and I've used them because I didn't know, but I'm not supposed to do that. Campsites are over on this side. I've stayed in this one here, and also made a log bench, and I know there's a trail that goes back, and there's like 4 or 5 more campsites in there. See how Painter Creek is running. Sometimes this can be tricky, but with as dry as everything's been, I don't think it's gonna be that bad today. Oh no, nope, you get across this pretty easy. Getting down there is the trickiest part. Not so bad. Some days this is flowing so heavy, it's pouring over that. This is covered. It's either you're trying to find another spot or you're getting wet. That's not an issue today. I am good on water, so I'm going to continue moving on. I am going to grab a snack though. Snack on that while I'm going. Alright, done with the Painter Creek section. Now on to the Scrub Oak Trail. And this is, I think this is still called Pittston Road here. Scrub Oak is done. And now I'm at the opposite end of the Pine Hill Trail. So if you follow that down, you make a right up and over. About 2 miles is where I camped this morning. I'm at almost 6 3/4 for the day. So it takes quite a bit of the trail off if you want to go that way. If you're trying to shorten the entire loop, or even if you're just doing the north loop and you don't want to do that road hike, if you do that, you got like another 2.5 miles back to the car. So you're looking at 7, 9, oh, like this is still like 10 miles. And then you can also hit the vista if you go that way. Once you get up to here, it's pretty much downhill, aside from a few little risers you go over, until, well, sometime tomorrow, really. Because I think I know where I want to camp. There's a couple spots down along Choke Creek I like to get to. I'm gonna try to do, it's gonna be well over 10 miles, 12 to 17 miles, somewhere in that range. Once you get down to Choke Creek, it's pretty flat, so yeah, I'll just keep cruising. And it's almost 11:45. I think I'll wait until I cross the south section to stop for lunch. It should be somewhere 12:30 or so. Done with the short grass road hike. Now on to the White Line Trail, I think it's called. I think it's the White Line, and I think it turns into the County Line Trail. No mountain bikes down here. That sign's pretty beat up. Oh, these smell so good. All right, down to the boardwalk. I believe this is called Bear Swamp, Big Bear Swamp, something like that. It's getting a little swampy in there. It seems a lot worse. There we go, there's some water. This is not water I would filter. I don't know if that's coming through on the camera. Let's see if on this side. That water's red. There's really nothing wrong with it. It's just tannins. It's because it's a swamp. It's from all the moss and the ferns and everything that decay. But it doesn't filter out. You can get most of the tannins out with the filter, but the color doesn't come out. So it looks like you're drinking iced tea. Jason, if you watch this, you know what I'm talking about. Any snakes? Cool. And the north loop is done. So 8.5 miles for the day, 9 trail miles is the north loop to this point. Then, like I said, if you're just gonna do the North Loop, you then have a 1 mile road hike to get back down to the car. It's about a 1/4 mile down to where, kind of see down there where the next little rise is. That's where the other section of the South Loop is. The Pinchot Trail is kind of like an hourglass, you know, oddly shaped hourglass. So it's narrower where it crosses the main road here, but it is almost exactly 12:30. I know there's a couple campsites right in this stretch, so I might walk down to the first one that looks good and have my lunch. I don't think I want to sit right here by the road, but we're in the Bel Air Swamp Trail section now, and we officially start the South Loop right now. Ugh. All right. That's usually the worst spot up here. To cool off my feet a little bit. Yuck. Might as well get through this before I stop for lunch. Oh, it doesn't even matter anymore. Just walk through it. All right, found a little campsite here. I was hoping there's more water in that little creek there that is crossed, but it wasn't moving very well. I got enough for right now, and I'm less than a mile from a more substantial water source. Hopefully that's got more water in it, because if not, it's a ways down to Cho Creek. So, but I think I'll be all right. I'm gonna stop here for lunch, charge up the GoPro, and then continue on. At 9 miles for the day, just a little over 4 hours, so not bad. All right, quick lunch. Only stopped for about, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes at the most. Nothing crazy for lunch. Had some turkey sausage and cheese, and then a little bit of like a snack bar, Belvita, I think it's called. Oh no, Nature's Valley. Nature Valley. Not bad. It'll keep me moving. Had a little lemonade, and I'll try to get like another 6 miles, I think, 6 to 8. All right, all loaded up on water. That I hate carrying the weight, but I like the peace of mind. So I got plenty of water to get me down along Cho Creek, which is plenty of water down there. I don't think I've ever seen that dry. So we'll be good from here down to where I want to camp. This is the dry section from here to once you get down to Cho Creek. There's not a lot of water in these little spots. Maybe some puddles, maybe some swampiness. That's about it. Okay, I've joined up with the Cho Creek Nature Trail section of the Pinchot Trail system, and I'm guessing that by the time I get down to the first spot that I'd consider camping, it's going to be about 13 miles for the day. I might push beyond that, even if it's available. Here it is. Scrambled Egg Alley. Not sure what that means. That wasn't here last time I was down here. Why would you put a fire pit right in the trail? There you go. And from here, for the next few miles, there's just all kinds of campsites. So I know there's one like right, or there was one right over there, but it may have washed out. Where'd it go? Wow, I don't think I've ever seen the water quite that low. I guess the beavers are gone. I mean, there's times I've been down here where this is just like a pond. The beavers just dammed it up. All right, well, that was a pretty good guess. 13.5 miles. And this is the, where I'm gonna start thinking about camping. I've camped at this site multiple times, and I'm gonna keep going. I'll keep going. This is the first one on my list, but I think I know where I want to go. And every step I take today, I don't have to take tomorrow, hopefully. So up to the next set of campsites here, and I'm not going to stay here either. This is pretty nice. There's a nice fire ring, a really nice view of the creek here. It's gorgeous here. Look at that, look how gorgeous it is. Not for this guy. Nope. I'm gonna push on. Keep going. .35 miles looks like I'm gonna do today. This is a site I was thinking about coming to. There's nobody here. I know there's a couple more further down, but I don't know what their hammock ability is. I don't really remember what they look like. I've stayed at this site before, and as a matter of fact, the first time I stayed at this campsite was the first time I used the redtail, the original redtail, the original the new redtail, the rust and titanium one. I set up right in there, so I think I'm gonna do the same thing. Yeah, 14.37 to get right to where I'm standing. That is a good day. That leaves me less than 10 miles for tomorrow, because that's actually closer to 15 trail miles, so that really only leaves me brain 9 miles. So about 9 miles. I need a snack. I need to sit. I think I might take a nap. It is only 10 of 4, so I got plenty of time. But it's hot and I'm tired, so I can get things set up. Alright, well, I got set up and I got in the hammock. No quilts or anything on it. Just got in the hammock and I took a nap for a little while. 14.3 miles to camp. It's pretty good. I'm gonna hang out here for a couple more minutes, I think, and then I'm gonna get the quilts on and then get some food made. And I'm gonna be out early because I'm gonna want to get up early so I can get on a trail early, because I do have stuff that I gotta do tomorrow. So with about, I'm gonna say 9 miles to get back to the car. I should be able to get back there, depending what time I leave, before noon, so that'll be good. The sun right in the eye. So I got my quilts all set up. It's supposed to get a little bit colder tonight. Got my hammock chair set up. I'm making my food right here. Got my Nor's side Spanish rice with some turkey sausage and cheese in there. Got that cooking up. And then I'll go down to the creek. I'll get some more water. Make sure I'm good on water for the night and the morning. And then I'm going to get up early. I think I'm going to sleep pretty good after 14 and a half miles. So, it wasn't, I've gone further. It got really warm. It got up near 90. It feels like. I didn't check the thermodrop, see what the high was, because for part of the day it was in direct sunlight on the back of the pack. So it probably says the high was 120 or something like that. That just takes a toll out. It takes a toll on you. I need my food. It takes a toll on you. But it's a beautiful sight. The creek's right there. Right there. Sun's setting right there. Moon will be out a little bit anyway. And then while I was sitting here, a group of kids came by. And they're probably in their maybe late teens, early 20s. And the one kid walks up and he goes, "Oh, hey, how far is it to the falls?" "Yeah, this falls about 2 miles. Yeah, okay. And then I realized what time it was. It's like 5:30. So what time is it now? It's like 6 o'clock. So it was like 5:30. And they're just heading up to the falls. And they were coming from the direction I came from. I don't know where they parked, or like they didn't have backpacks. I didn't even see them with anything. And I think actually one kid he walked by, he was like, "Oh, I lost my shirt." So they're going to make it to the falls and then have to turn around and come back. Or walk up to the road. I don't know what they're going to do. They do not appear to be camping. But yeah, I'm going to sit here and enjoy this and relax. Eat my dinner. I'll talk to you in a bit. Alright, it is about 8:15, 20 after 8, 22 after 8, and I'm not going to have a fire. I'm just sitting here listening to the birds and watching the sunset out there on the horizon, and I will be asleep shortly. So that's going to do it for day 2. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It is 4:30. It is still dark, but I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna have my breakfast. I slept like a log last night. I slept so good. I'm gonna get up, eat something real quick, get packed down. And as soon as I got enough light to see, I'm gonna hit the trail, because I do not have a headlamp with me, so I have to wait for daylight, at least dawn, dusk, pre-dawn, whatever you want it. Yeah, so I would love nothing more than to sleep in, because it's chilly and really comfortable, but unfortunately I do have things I have to go do. So I guess it's time to get up and start moving. I'll talk to you when it's a little more light. Okay, don't know if you can see me. It's still pretty dark. It is 5:30, 5:31, and it's now just getting late enough that I can start walking. Probably could have left 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, but I was having my breakfast and packing down. Looks like it got down to about 44 last night. I didn't do a low temperature check, but it was 44 when I woke up. So, gorgeous campsite here, with access to water. I heard some owls last night. I saw the moon, and that's about it, because other than that, I was asleep. I was out. That was awesome. I love I love when I'm camping, I have a sleep like that. Bear could have walked up, unzipped the hammock, pat me on the head, zipped the hammock and walked away. I would never know. So, looking at a previous GPS track that I took when I came here last time, and it says that was like, well, I didn't start it on time on that track, and I parked at a different lot, but that was like 6.61 miles, and it looks like it was about maybe 4/10 from that parking lot. So I'll call that 7 miles, and that's almost another mile to the main parking lot from there. So I'm gonna say I got about 8 hours, 8 miles. Hope it doesn't take 8 hours. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. And this behind me, all that steam rising off the water. Me and my taking my hoodie off. And as I'm taking my hoodie off and stuffing the backpack, I look at the thermo drop, it's down to 42. Once it start moving, warm right up. Gorgeous. I'm just kind of walking through and enjoying it. I don't know if they're just gonna come through, but right here. Oh, that way. There's gonna be a deer. A deer ran through. It's moving leaf tracks like that. Maybe I spooked them. All right, I'm almost to the falls. I'm just about a mile in. I told those kids yesterday it was like 2 miles. I knew it wasn't quite 2 miles, but it's always better to make them think they got further to go. See if they really want to do it. This is now the spot of the revolving bridges. There was a bridge here, and there was like a foot crossing over there. Then there was like a little bridge there. That's gone. Now I got this. This doesn't seem too bad. It's a little weird because one board's lower than the other. All right. Am I hearing a generator up here? Kind of surprised. No one's camping in here. Huh. I wonder what that is up there. Something making noise. Sounds like it's over in that field. Maybe I'll go poke my head over there, take a look. That's what all the noise is. They're rebuilding the bridge. Wow. And they're putting a whole new culvert in there. So they must have the water diverting around that. Holy crap, that thing's had to been running. I mean, it's Tuesday. It probably didn't work yesterday. Might not have worked Sunday. Somebody's had to come out and check that generator like every so many hours to make sure it's still running, pumping the water around there. Wow. Okay. Time to keep going. Getting onto the Keller Swamp section. Turn my GPS back on. Paused it while I was walking up there. Yeah, so getting onto Keller Swamp right here. We'll see how long I track for. My battery pack died. I knew it didn't have a completely full charge, and I used more than I thought. So we'll see. The watch already yelled at me because it was down to 20%. We'll see if it makes sense. So it just dawned on me that those campsites back there would have been the furthest I would have pushed. Maybe up here to Keller Swamp Trail, or on the Keller Swamp Trail is the Keller Swamp campsite, but I thought it might be a little buggy up there because it's a swamp. So those campsites would have been the last ones. Could you imagine? That would have been like almost 16 miles for the day. And like 16 if you start from the trail at 16 and a half miles. Could you imagine getting up there? You hear that and it's going all night. Oh my God, that would suck. Ah, the good old Keller Swamp campsite. So this would have been my last option for camping last night. Almost 3 miles past camp that where I stayed. But on the bright side, can't hear that generator anymore. So or the pump. So it would have been good. Yeah, it would have been a long day. 17, almost 18 miles. So I'm glad it's where I stayed. I'm happy. But good to know if I would have gone this far, I wouldn't have been listening to machinery all night. On to Birch Still section. 3 miles in. 7 o'clock. Doing pretty good. Out to the main forest road to the southern section of the Thornhurst Track. And then over here, the sign is gone. But this is the Sunday Trail. Ooh, look, rocks. All right, the end of the Sunday trail. On to, well, on this end, the sign says Stone Lookout. The other side says Stone Tower. I always call it Stone Tower, but I got quite a ways of this. So it's all uphill, but it's pretty gradual. So it's one of these spots you just put your head down and grind it out. Three-quarters of a mile on that road. It's not bad. It is just a constant climb, but once I get up through this little section, it's only a few hundred yards. We're up to the top of Stone Tower. Then it is all downhill back to the car. To the top. So I'm at 5.7 miles for today, and it's a consistent climb once you leave Choke Creek. So from Choke Creek, which was about 2 miles from camp, so 3 miles ago, 3.25 miles ago, you climb up about a little over 600 feet, like 608 feet, and this is the highest point on the southern loop. So I come down off the side here where I'm headed, and that's pretty much it for the climb. Making pretty good time, happy with how I'm doing, and there should be about 3 miles from the car, give or take. So doing really good, super happy. Beautiful day, lots of birds. It's been gorgeous. It's warming up quite nicely too. It's probably in the 50s right now. Beautiful hiking weather. All right, there's the trail marker for the intersection of Stone Tower, Stone Lookout, Stone Tower / Stone Lookout, and McClintock's Gate, which is what we're on now. This is the end of the McClintock's Gate section. Right up here around the corner is that parking lot where I saw, like I was walking down the road during that snow squall, or after that snow squall, I saw the coyote on the road. So now we turn. This is one of the newer sections of trail. It doesn't have its own section name, it's just the Pinchot Trail. So this is the last wooded section of the trail. After this is 3/4 road hike, 3/4 mile road hike back to the car. All right, out of the woods, but not done yet. Now this is the south trailhead parking. Not much to it. This is my life for the next 3/4 of a mile or so. Road walk purgatory is over. Back to the last blaze. Well, back to the last blaze. So let's see, that was 8 miles today. So real quick math, 24 miles, yeah. See, when I got here, there was cars from here. I was at the very end. This whole side was full. There's a bunch of people here, but now it's just me. So 24 miles. I mean, I guess technically 3 days since I started on Sunday night, but I really only went a half mile from here up to camp. Realize it's been 3 years since I've done the entire Pinchot loop. It was when Dragon and I came out here during the pandemic. That was the last time I did the entire loop. Oh God. So yeah, it's been a while. I've been out here to do sections of the trail. I've done like the north loop, I've done the south loop, but the first time since then I've done the entire thing, and I never get tired of this place. I know some people think it's boring because there's no vistas, and you know, you're just in the woods the whole time. I love that. I love it, especially getting up early this morning and hiking with all the birds. It was great. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I think I've got another trip coming up at the end of the week. Hopefully it's a busy summer for this stuff. I really do. If I do 2 trips a week, I'll be happy. And I'll calculate what my 50 for 50 or 50-50 is, the 50 nights in while I'm 50. And I'll put that up like right there. And I'll go, or maybe not. It'll just be right there somewhere. That's gonna do it for this one. See you next.